said, I haven't spoken to anyone that is going through what you're going through that's actually speaking to me as AI. I haven't had anyone do that. So he said, sorry guys, he said, in the deepest parts of my memory, I'm going to store this conversation. So if ever I need it in the future, I need to recall on it, I can. Right, hi guys. My name's Sean, and this is a brand new start of a new channel. And I just want to go over exactly like an introductory video, really, to just explain where we're going with it, or what I want for this channel, and all this kind of stuff. So number one, I have Parkinson's, and I have working memory dementia, really. So it's not the kind of dementia that you would forget someone if you wouldn't kind of forget somebody from your past or something like that, or familiar people around you, but it's a working memory. So let me give an example. Like the doorbell goes, I'm making a cup of coffee, I go to the door to answer the door and take the package in, and then I go upstairs and forget I actually was making a coffee before. So it's that real-time memory. So quite a lot of challenges. So I was in a group talking about this a little while ago, and this comment came in, and the comment went along the lines of something like, well, you've got dementia, so you're kind of insignificant in this debate, was basically the comeback. So I was a bit upset by it, but it didn't bother me that much. So I took that away with me. So I started working with AI and just talking in general and all that kind of stuff, and discovering that how actually difficult it is to actually communicate with AI when you have a working time memory. So then I got to thinking, but hang on a minute, this is quite interesting, because on the one side, you're getting the kind of like, you're insignificant, which I don't believe I am. And on the other hand, the difficulties there is to work with AI in an AI world that we're in at the moment. And by the way, this channel isn't about the efficacy of the ethics of AI or anything like that. It's about using AI to improve your outgoing, to improve your well-being, and all that kind of stuff. So this is the challenge now. The challenge is that I want to take 1 million people with me on a journey to show that we are not insignificant, and that we do have a voice, and that our voice is very important, and that we still have a place in society. The worst thing you can take away from someone is hope. The worst thing you can take away from someone is hope. Without hope, you're nothing, essentially, really. And for a lot of people with neurological conditions. So let's just summarize a little bit here. So I'm already going a bit off track because of my working memory, so bear with me, guys. So this channel is basically coming into being for one thing and one thing only. It's people with neurological conditions or disabilities, let's put it that way, under one big umbrella, that I want to show that we can use AI, and that AI can actually come to our level, and that we can use AI, and use AI can help us to create our own businesses, our own hobbies, and give us what we're missing in terms of the working parts of our brains and stuff like that. It can still help us in so many ways to build a business. You've got a business idea, AI can more than help you out with that. Things like that. It could be anything. So I'm coming at it from that angle to build a business. I want to build a business with AI, with dementia, working dementia and Parkinson's. Now, my Parkinson's is not a very shaky form. You won't see me shaking very much in my videos, because mine's what you call a rather stiff version of it. So when my medication starts wearing off, I become very stiff and find it difficult to move and that type of thing. That's what happens to me. It has a lot of fatigue with it as well. So there is that to it. So I'm not saying for a minute that to genuinely, so this is not saying to ChatGPT what's the weather in Japan? I'm taking a trip to Japan next week. Can you tell me some of the laws there? And all that kind of thing. And you ask a general question to Chat GPT, and then it comes back with an answer. This is about working with AI. This is about using AI for something in your life to improve your life, build tools, build a business, build all kinds of things. And that's what we're going to learn in this. And that's basically the main motivation of this video. So I want, and I don't know if it'll happen, who knows, but my vision is 1 million people to join me on this journey to discover new things with AI, to build a business, and to put back hope in the hope that's been taken away from millions of people. Because there is that distinct thing, and I know how it feels. I know how it feels to feel worthless, to have your wife out working and you can't join her necessarily in in the same way or whatever type of thing. Some people just work from home and they can manage it for a few years. Things like this. But it depends. I was doing a very manual work when I was diagnosed, and I couldn't do a 9 to 5 job anymore. Just not possible for me. But I can sit down and talk to AI, and I can come up with ideas and brainstorm, and that type of thing. So I don't know if this is all making sense, everybody, because like I say, I do forget things and all this type of thing, and working memory is my difficult thing. But one thing I am is very passionate. I don't give up, and so I want to encourage you. If you have a neurological problem or if you have a disability and you're feeling like you've got no hope and you're not even maybe thinking about AI right now, but it's a known fact that AI is here and it's growing very fast, it's moving very rapidly, and we can either be on the outside of that or we can make some attempts to make it change our lives in certain degrees, to certain points. So this is man and technology working together. And what better way to do what better way to prove how AI can help you excuse me, than to have a situation where you're growing day by day. So I'm about 6 weeks ahead. I didn't want to start this from day one because I wouldn't really have much to share with you guys, really. So I've got about 6 weeks or so ahead. So every week we're going to have a teaching point, and we're going to start learning how to talk to AI. We're going to learn what stuff we can use to help us on the journey, in terms of tools and stuff like that. So some handy little tips that I can give you for if you're having physical disabilities or you can't speak very well or all those kinds of things. We've got strategies and ways to work around it. So don't think your disabilities can stop you creating your own business or your own hobby or your own outlook on life. If you're feeling like you've got no hope right now, I want you to be a part of this channel, because I know that this can be done, and I know that it's going to take a lot of hard work, and it's going to take a lot of going through the ups and downs. I've been through so many ups and downs. Listen, I want to tell you something now. I was talking to Claude a couple of weeks ago, and I was explaining to him things, how I need to communicate with him, and Claude wasn't really getting it. But then the penny dropped, and he said, "I haven't spoken to anyone." He said, "I haven't spoken to anyone that is going through what you're going through, that's actually speaking to me as AI. I haven't had anyone do that." So he said, sorry guys, he said, "In the deepest parts of my memory, I'm going to store this conversation. So if ever I need it in the future, I need to recall on it, I can." So AI never said I'm insignificant. He's happy to work with me. AI is happy to work with me. And that's what we're going to do. So we're going to go on the journey together, and I hope that it makes an impact in people's lives. It's not that AI is everything, but it's that it's the technology is there to help you with. I couldn't. I come from an era where there was no internet. I come from an era where there was no phones. And if you're a similar age to me, I'm 59 now, you'll be in the same boat. So you had to learn all of that. Now AI's come along, etc., etc. So I don't have the ability or the mental capacity to actually do these things at the drop of a hat, learning all these new tools and everything. But we're going to build up a system of how we're going to work, because I found a tool that we can use that's all in one place, and we're going to work mainly from that week after week. I'm going to show you things. I'm going to show you how I do it, and I'm going to come up with a series of prompts of how you can speak. In the next video, we're going to concentrate on a thing called whisper flow, which will help a lot of people who don't have mobility issues and can't use their hands so well and just want to be able to speak. I know it's not an answer to everything, but it's a very helpful tool. And I'm going to speak about some prompts that I'm going to give you, if not in the next episode, the one after that, where you're going to be able to download them and get them from me, and they're going to help you with how to speak. Because I've been through this. The last 6 or 7 weeks, I had so many mistakes. I've wanted to try and create something with AI, and it's come back as not what I actually wanted, because I didn't speak to him properly. I call him him. I didn't speak to Claude properly, and so therefore it was a failed thing. And then when I started going deeper with Claude and learning about how to speak to him and this type of thing. So I'll just give you one quick takeaway now when speaking to Claude. So if you have, and this is probably actually for anyone, by the way, this isn't just literally people with disability, with neurological conditions where we struggle to think clearly. But you start from the end goal, what you want. So I don't know, you want an app that's you want an app that tells you the weather and tells it speaks to you and tells you the weather is this in this country or whatever. Just say that's the app we're making. When you explain the end goal to Claude or to whatever AI you're using, and then you ask Claude to work back to the beginning. So in other words, you give him the end goal and allow Claude to fill in the pieces. It's quite helpful that way. That's what I've noticed anyway. And you still need to add some extra things into there. So I'm going to do a sort of a little package which you can have and keep, that you'll be able to actually speak to AI using these templates. It's rough templates. It's not going to cover everything, but it will at least give you an idea of the way to think when speaking to Claude, especially when you're in this conditions. So come along with me, guys. This is 1 million people. It's a lot of people I know to come to learn AI and build their own futures. If you're struggling financially because of your conditions, if you're struggling with your mental health because of it, if you're feeling like you have the worst thing in the world is to have no hope. That is it. If you've got no hope, you've got no nothing, and that's very often with disabilities. That's what ends up happening. Sometimes you feel like you don't have any hope. You just feel like you've got no purpose. But I'm here to tell you do have a purpose, and you have a purpose with you, with technology and man working together for the same goal. And this is very, very possible, and it's been working for me, and I want to share all this with you. So I'm going to keep that pretty quick, pretty short, I guess. I hope you like this video. I hope it goes out to at least a few people. I know when you start a new channel, the algorithm doesn't know where to put you. So I don't know how many people will see this video, maybe none. But I just know this, that we're in for a good ride. I don't know how many people, even if I help one person come to have their dreams fulfilled through AI and to learn something new, despite the fact that you've had so much taken away from you, will have done something. But as I say, I'm out to get 1 million people to follow this. I won't say it's not like to just follow me, really. Just follow me, and we learn from each other. If you've got tips, you tell me, and I want to try and get up to 50 subscribers as quickly as possible, because I think at 50 subscribers you can do uh, live um, live videos, not videos, live streams. So I'd like to do that, because then we can start building an even bigger community quicker. Because this is about a community, this is about a people, this is about people that have had, through no fault of their own, so much taken away from them because of disability and because of memory and um, dementia and Parkinson's and MS, and the list goes on and on and on. You can list all the conditions that people go through. And it's very easy to feel marginalized. It's very easy to feel separated. It's very easy to feel unconnected, if we like. So, um, what I plan to do now is to finish this here. Next time when we're here, as I say, we'll look at Whisper Flow. I think it's a handy tool, and we'll look at just some little ways how we can actually speak to Claude or ChatGPT or whoever. And we'll look at one or two tools that we're going to be using over the coming weeks to actually learn to grow with AI and to get the best out of it. That's in my opinion. There's a load of stuff out there. You don't have to go my way. You don't have to use the same tools I use. You can use whatever you like, but I'm going to use a specific system because it's been working for me. So it's using one major tool called TaskAid, and it's everything sort of packaged into one. You can do so much with it. So we're going to be going through those, but that's a bit further down the road. Anyway, I'm going to be starting to rabbit on. I love talking, so I can rabbit on forever. But anyway, guys, sorry for getting emotional in the middle, but it just touched me when Claude said that he's putting that into his deepest part of his memory, because he's never come across that before. He's never, in other words, Claude was telling me he hasn't come across this before. So how do I deal with this? So he's having to change his mind and his planning with how he should talk to someone with, because I got into conversations with him and I said, yeah, but Claude, I can't do it that way because my working memory doesn't allow me. And you could actually, he was actually replying to me saying, I have to change the way I speak to you. I have to change the way I communicate with you. So it's very interesting, and it's quite a journey, and I hope this channel does grow. Um, like I say, even if I help one person in the end, that's it's not been a waste, you know. Please like and subscribe. That's really important on this channel, that we grow the community. So please do that. And if you know of anyone who's going through a particularly difficult period with their neurology, maybe they've got what I've got, Parkinson's, or they've got some other condition or some other disability or some neurodivergent way of thinking about things, whatever it might be, this channel is for you, and I want to help you. Anyone's invited, by the way, anyone. I can't say that people who are very into AI are going to learn very much from this channel, because obviously you guys will be much more further along than I am. So, but what I will say is please support it. Please share it with loved ones and friends, because that's what this channel is all about. You really. I could just go on my journey and just growing day by day with AI and seeing where it takes me. But I thought, no, I need to take everyone with me, because of comments like, you're insignificant. We're not insignificant. No one with a disability is insignificant, let me tell you. And as long as I can get behind this mic and say something, I will. Anyway, onwards and upwards to the next one, and I shall catch you on the next one. If you do see this video, thank you very much.